Hi, my Taurus and Taurus rising friends. Sandra from ForYourChi.com. We're here today to do your monthly tarot and oracle card reading for January 2022. Thank you so much for being here with me. Happy New Year, rabbit, rabbit, all of that. We're going to do your 6 houses, 1 through 6. If you would like to see houses 7 through 12, you can follow me in the description box below. That will contain the link to my new Patreon account. Okay. Where are we with your first house? Movements, choices, and choose wisely. Choose wisely says you could be given a lot of questions right now. A lot of opportunities can present themselves to you, or a lot of offers from someone, especially if you are single right now, Taurus. And I see something like that in your 7th house also that we'll get to in the extended reading. But nevertheless, this card indicates that one option is a very good direction, the other's not so good. So if you feel like you're at a crossroads, you need to make a decision. It's going to be very important to weed out and thin out the options before you select the appropriate one. It's going to be important not to say yes to every opportunity right now because you could get burned, okay? Now you have Caressa, which talks about you are at the end of a life cycle. Call upon your angels to comfort you and guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. Now, as scary as that may sound, many people are at the end of the road or their rope in their current situation right now. Perhaps it's a career that has failed you, or a relationship that is toxic and it is no longer working. It could be anything. This is sometimes you making life changes, but other times it's the universe making them for you. Perhaps it's time for you to move. Maybe you've been in the same place for a long time and you've known, that your time is up, or you feel like your time is up and it's time for you to sell, pack your stuff, move somewhere else, something like that, okay? For others of you, this could be a family member, a mother or father or an older relative who it has recently passed or who is about to cross over. And so that is like a new beginning for you because, it's always different when that happens. You become perhaps the matriarch or the patriarch or something like that, and it's all new and it's different. We're all going through major change right now. Many, many people. Now, you did pull the Devil card in your 2nd house of money and your stuff. I wouldn't worry about this too much because the Taurus got one of the best money readings for 2022. If you haven't looked at your 2022 predictions that I made, please check them out. However, this does say that if you are in a spendaholic mode or on QVC, or you're spending too much in some other area, it's time to reel it back because it's becoming too excessive and it can become an addiction. If that's not you that I'm describing, then pay attention to what your bank account balances are, your credit cards. If you have a joint account with someone else, keep an eye on what they're spending. If you don't have a joint account, but you're responsible regardless for someone else who's spending, make sure you're looking at those statements too. This could be someone else's expenses that seem to get away from them, but then you're stuck with the bill. Okay, so pay close attention to this. So your psychic abilities are going to help you in this arena. Many of you already know what I'm talking about here, or for those of you that have the joint account issue, you may be getting hunches or even dreams about this person who's overspending, and it's a problem. This could also be someone who is, I'm just distracted by the dog. He's playing with a squeaky toy by himself. It's cute. This could be someone who borrows your stuff. So I would be very mindful and not loan out my vehicle or anything of value that you can't afford to lose, okay? Now your third house brother or sister, they pulled the universe, which is the world card in traditional tarot. It's going to be important for them to continue to be in gratitude for all of the goodies that the universe has to offer, because they could receive more as long as they are in the state of gratitude. They are being given advice and guidance to do yoga, and that is to specifically clear out the chakras that helps them receive more. And this could also be receiving messages too from their own intuition. Now your fourth house of home, speaking of intuition, you pulled the intuitive card. This is you getting psychic hits either in your home or regarding your home or both. Pay attention to the hunches. Pay attention. Could come in all forms. The daydreams, the random thoughts that are dropped into your mind. Pay attention to your nighttime dreams. You may be having a big nighttime dream period where you need to wake up and physically write them down. Now, I love this card, Shanti, which talks about peace and tranquility in the home. Okay, what more can you ask for right now except for peace in your home, especially if you have teenagers or if you live with a bunch of people, you know what I mean? Or you've had a rough go in your relationship and that person lives with you. I mean, I just love that message that it showed up in your house of home. This could also be, let me back up just a minute, talking about your father. Your father could be experiencing psychic messages, but above all, more peace, okay? I just felt like a sigh of relief when I said that. So someone needs to hear that. Okay, so your fifth house rules your social circle, your friendships, your dating life if you're single. So positive movement forward is a very creative card. You could be getting your creative minds together. You could be, and I don't know why I'm getting this, I've never gotten this before, you could be a quilter or in one of those clubs where, you know, the ladies get together and they do artwork, they do painting or pottery or something, and this is a good thing. This is going to help you bring more manifestation abilities to your life right now. You also pulled Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is the messenger angel, so you could receive a message or an invitation to a group that does something creative, and the answer is yes, you should go. Put yourself out there, get out there and network. The bottom of this Archangel Gabriel card says, you have an important life purpose involving communication and or the arts. Please don't allow your securities to hold you back, and I will help you. Okay, so call on Archangel Gabriel for those of you that are artistic or creative, but you haven't actually done anything with that recently, or you haven't taken it to the limits that you would like to take it. Okay, we pulled a challenging card for you, Taurus, in your sixth house of work and health. Some of you may be feeling physical ailments or physical symptoms, problems. Make sure you're getting them checked out immediately. Make sure you're getting the appropriate help. Second and third opinions if necessary. Keep going at it until you get an answer that makes sense or fixes your problem. Some of you, this is not talking about your health, it's talking about your job. Your job is feeling extra challenging at this time, Taurus. Hang in there. You are being told to have patience at this time. The bottom of this card says, now is the time to learn and study and gather more information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. And I'm just getting that video that I did about my mother's AFib and how I have resolved it. I feel like some of you may have a physical symptom that has been a problem for some time, and all of a sudden you get an answer that fixes it for you or resolves it or reverses it or something, and you start telling your story to other people with the same problem and you fix their problem as well. I love it. I love it. I wish that the medical professionals could do it all the time, but sometimes it takes alternative methods and measures. I'm giving you a sneak peek at your 7th house because I'm not paying attention. So we're just going to go with it. All right, you have pause. I'm going to show you the tarot card for your 7th house, and then I'm going to show you the signs that showed up in your 7th house. Pause with your relationships. Now, some of you, because we pulled the Choose Wisely card in the 1st house, if you have been guided to end your relationship and you haven't done it yet, January is not going to be the time. This is not for everyone, obviously. However, you will do so at a later date, but January is not the time to rock this boat. That will be later. And that's only for those of you who have been getting the itch to leave a long-term relationship. It's not for everyone, okay? For others of you, for those of you that are single, this is not the time to get into a relationship. And particularly, we have a warning in the 8th house, which rules your intimacy. You got a big message in the 8th house, actually, and it's multifold. So if you were guided to get the extended reading, you are not going to regret it. Let's go ahead and look at your signs that showed up in your 7th house for primary relationships. You pulled 2 sword cards, so that's air. That's Aquarius, that's Libra, that's Gemini, heavy in their chart. Also, you pulled cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces showed up for you. All right, so if you want to, I'll see you in the extended reading on Patreon. We're going to look at your advice card for the 7th house. I pulled a romance card for that house. Also, your 8th house of intimacy, taxes, contracts, legal matters, the source of your significant other's income if you have that. We're going to look at your trips, your school, for those of you that are that pertains to your career, your mother, your children, your best friend, and the future card, which happens 3 months from now. Many blessings to you, my Taurus friends.